Okay, it is Wednesday night. It is 21:45 or 9:45. I'm still at St. Luke's on the plaza. I told you guys I would kind of possibly report back. I guess my second public service announcement. As you can tell, I'm doing better. Yesterday I had the thrombectomy. If you saw my Facebook post, I actually posted a pretty graphic photo of probably a couple dozen clots or more that they pulled out of my leg. There's still clots in there because there's some capillary veins and smaller veins that they can't get to. The ones up in my groin, which I'm guessing is my iliac vein and main femoral and secondary femoral veins, which are relatively larger. I believe that they got the clots out of those because I don't have the pain in my groin. That was immediately gone. I still have pain in my thigh and excruciating pain in my calf when I try to walk. Today I had 3 goals. I accomplished every one of them, thank God. First goal was to get up, stand, walk with or without assistance. Number 2 was to go take a trucker-sized shit. And the third one was to take a hot shower. So I got up with the assistance of a nurse and a walker, made it to the bathroom, did my number 2, and then I sat in the hot shower for probably 15 minutes or 20, just absorbing that water. Nothing has felt so good in such a long time. So those goals may sound relatively small, but they're huge. And they kind of dictate whether I go home or not. We're looking at me discharging tomorrow. They stopped my heparin anticoagulant or blood thinning medicine. I'm on a oral medication, Xarelto. It's a new anticoagulant medicine. It's about $400 a month. My insurance is covering it 100%. My neighbor down the street, who also is suffering from a blood clot in the foot, they're not quite so lucky. So I'm kind of here just to again reiterate about COVID-19. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of miscommunication out there that you can read about. You can Google it. You see it on the news. I rarely watch news. I watched a little bit today, and pretty much every damn channel I went to had something to do with COVID. He said, she said, bunch of goddamn bullshit. I don't know what the truth is. I've been in the medical field for 31 years, 28 years of it as a respiratory therapist. I don't know the truth any more than anybody else does. You know, is Big Pharma behind it? I don't know. What I do know is COVID kills. And it kills a lot of people. Just talking to the nurses here, I had a nurse nearly come to tears just talking about some of the patients she's lost in the last year and a half. I can't imagine that. You know, I've had patients I got close with. I've had patients, die, but not in the numbers that we're seeing today. The vaccine, a lot of miscommunications going on out there. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I don't pretend to be, but the coronavirus has been around a long time. They've been studying it, they've been working on several different vaccines. It's mutated over the years. We've had the swine flu. Now we're dealing with COVID-19. Now we're talking about the D+ variant. Viruses are very intelligent and they want to live just as much as we do. So is the vaccine that you take today or tomorrow the end all? Probably not. But I've chosen to go ahead and move forward with the Pfizer vaccination tomorrow. That's one that's been highly recommended to me by a physician who her entire family has all been on every one of the different variations of the vaccine. It appears that the Pfizer has the least amount of side effects. I don't know that for a fact. I haven't started it yet. All I can do is maybe report back here in a week or two and let you know how I feel. But what I can tell you is that I feel, in my opinion, it's better to have the vaccine than not. I scathed through this. The pain that I felt with this DVT, or deep vein thrombosis, in my right leg is excruciating. You know, they rate your pain in the hospital basically from 0, no pain, to 10, the worst pain you have felt in your life. Unfortunately, there's not an 11 or a 12, because I would be an 11 or 12. At no time since I've developed this DVT have I been pain-free. We've managed it to where my pain was relatively a 3. I've been to a 12. I'm in pretty good health. I had just started my weight loss program called Gutbusters number 5 with some friends. We were all losing weight together. Got a new kayak. I was out kayaking 2 to 3 miles. Got a new bicycle this year. I was out, back up to riding 10 miles a day. Not a day, but 10 miles at a time, 2-3 times a week. I was losing weight. I was eating better. And then COVID come along out of the blue. Honestly, I felt I was going to get it. I already had premonitions of it. I just, from previous history in the hospital with my immune system being exposed to so much stuff, I would usually get stuff, and then be over it within a couple days, nasty flus, viruses, and the such. COVID doesn't give a fuck about any of that shit. One of my friends and a co-worker told me today that she lost a niece a few months ago due to something, basically what I had. She had thrombosis that moved into her lungs, both her lungs, and that's pretty much a death sentence. I still have some blood clots. I'm not out of the woods. I'm not going to play games, but it's serious shit. So I'm not out of the woods. I am off the heparin therapy. I can't remember if I said it or not, but I'm on the Xarelto, the new anticoagulant medication. I'm going to be on that for 3 months. With my home theater job, that means I can't work for 3 months because I'm always on ladders. If I was to take a fall off a ladder, bump my head, drop a TV, run a drill through my hand, I've always got cuts and scratches all day long, every day. I'm going to bleed out easily and bruise and possibly have, a brain hemorrhage. So these are the scary facts that you hear about, but hopefully coming from me. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't, but I'm a pretty straightforward guy, and I'm telling you, don't fuck with this shit. I recommend that you get your vaccine. Do not put your guard down for a minute with this shit. They keep, you hear they're going to lift the mask ban, they're going to reinforce the mask ban. All I tell you is wear a mask. If you can get an N95 mask, wear that. Wash your hands as often as you can, and see, I can't even think, I'm on my narcotics. Social distance. So if you're at the store, Walmart, make sure it's 6 feet minimum between you and the next person. Make sure you got a mask on. Don't be afraid or embarrassed to wear gloves. And keep a bottle of hand sanitizer in your pocket, so you've got it there to use when you need it. I was doing all that up until they started talking about dropping the ban, and deep down as a respiratory therapist, red flags were going off, but I started kind of loosening up, didn't carry my hand sanitizer, kept it in my truck, went to a large convention about 3-4 weeks ago, and probably spread COVID then. I didn't know I had it at the time. My symptoms developed on July 16th with basically a simple loss of appetite. The second day I was just so fatigued that me and my wife basically just laid around and slept all day. The third day I made myself get up and go to this convention, and by the fourth day I knew something was wrong. On July 31st I developed a pain in my leg, which felt like a Charlie horse, like someone took a knuckle and dug it into my thigh. And from that day forward, for the next probably 4 days, that Charlie horse got bigger and bigger, and basically I couldn't walk. I was basically grabbing onto furniture, dragging myself to the bathroom, and then excruciating pain. You know, the worst part was getting back into bed and straightening out my leg. We had to call 911 3 times. The first time they came out, we were probably into our second week of the COVID. Cheryl and I both. They came out, seen us both, and they were very upfront and honest. I respect Medic of Johnson County. This is Squad 54 I'm speaking of in particular. They just basically said, we'll take you to whatever hospital you want, but they're all on deferment, meaning they're not going to keep you. They'll treat you for what they can, and they're going to send you right back home. So we decided to stay home. My neighbor had given me an oximeter, pulse oximeter, so I could monitor my oxygen level. That's what prompted my call to 911. My normal oxygen saturation, which I've known for the last 28 years as an RT, is 97% on room air. My sats were dropping down to 85, with exertion down to 84. I knew I was in respiratory distress, and Medac just said basically that's par for the course. You're basically going to have to deal with it for as long as you can. We did deal with it for about a week, and then I started developing that pain in my leg. Second call was 911. They took me to the Adventist Hospital, my old hospital I worked at for 28 years, Shawnee Mission Medical Center. I'm not proud to say that they did not know what the fuck they were doing. I got to the point to where security had to be called on me because I knew I was not being treated correctly. I left that hospital with a blood thinner order and a painkiller. Painkiller I was supposed to take every 6 hours. I was taking it like candy, twice the dosage, about every 3 to 4 hours, and that was just to get through the pain. The pain was excruciating, but just enough to allow me to sleep for about an hour. The next day, I called EMS for the third time. I knew something was really wrong. We asked to go to St. Luke's. We had already called. St. Luke's said they were accepting patients. We went down there. It was a whole different story. Immediately, they started their protocols, put me on oxygen, got me down to CAT scan, and found out I had what they call COVID lung. Ground glass is what they call it also. They tested me for COVID. They didn't test me back at Adventist. I tested positive, but by that time my COVID was gone. This was just the antibodies. So my COVID was gone. I was dealing with the after effects of basically round 2, where COVID come in and threw me the curveball of getting a deep vein thrombosis in my leg, which I've already gone into that with the other video. That is deadly. So I can honestly say, had Cheryl not made me make that call for the third time to EMS, I probably would not be here talking to you guys. And COVID is nothing to fuck around with. I don't care what you hear on the news. I don't care if you hear, my buddies have had it. I know 5 guys that have had it, and they had a cough and diarrhea. I don't give a fuck. I know the same people. I know the same stories. But there's that story like mine where there's complications. My complication just happened to be forgiving enough to allow me to get through this, and a lot of people aren't. And I'm talking young people, 25. I'm 47 or 57. Sorry. Again, the narcotics. So my public service announcement is I want to say trust your gut, but there's a lot of dumb fuckers out there. All right? So if you're a dumb fucker, don't trust your gut. Do the right thing. Get yourself vaccinated. Social distance, wash your hands, wear a mask until we get over this. COVID's not going to go anywhere soon, people. It's going to continue to mutate, and it's going to be around for a while. So if you haven't got it, you will get it. You may be one of the lucky ones that has the diarrhea and cough, and you're over it in 2 or 3 days. You may not have any symptoms, or you may be like a large majority of us that have complications that can lead to death. And I've got too much at stake. I've got grandkids, I've got a beautiful wife. I'm not ready for that shit. So my mental thought of herd immunity is out the fucking window. Big pharma being involved, sure. Granted, there's billions of dollars being made. I'm not saying there's not, but I'm saying that the vaccine has been studied for years, because coronavirus has been around for a long time, and in my heart, I believe it's safe. I've known enough people now that have had it that aren't having problems. You're not getting a goddamn government chip stuck in your arm. You know, Jesus Christ, they can do that on your phone. But so I get to go home tomorrow. Yay. I started physical therapy today. I think I already said that. It was excruciating pain, but I want to walk. And when I get home, life has changed. I'll be living on the second floor of our house, because the floor has it's got some steps going up to it, but I'll be staying in our guest bedroom, which has a bathroom next door, also on the same floor as the kitchen, and also the same floor that takes me outside to the deck so I can get some sunshine and a heat stroke out there in the 111 degree heat index. But I can't trust going up and down my stairs to my bedroom right now. I can't trust going up and down the stairs down to the television room, so I'm isolating myself basically on the second floor, and living there probably for the next 3 months, until I'm cleared of the anticoagulant blood thinning medications. But I know I'm not trying to ramble on. I'm just trying to get through some thick heads that everybody I've talked to on Facebook has given me the same story, that they've got a spouse or a friend or a relative that's refusing to take the vaccine, and it's breaking their hearts. And I'm here to tell you, you've got a reason to have your heart broken. This is some serious fucking shit. Like I said, 31 years in the medical field. I thought I had seen it all, man. I retired in 2019, right before this shit hit. And thank God I did. So just do what's right for you is all I can say. You know, and I can't make you do anything, but this is my personal story, and it's not over. My lifestyle is going to have to change for a while. I've got to be extra cautious. I've got to be extra careful. You know, I've got to watch every step I take. I've got to have the forethought to be able to know, if I do this, what's the consequences, and is it worth chancing those consequences? And right now they're not. So yay for me, my team, that I'm actually going to get to leave tomorrow, and I hope the best for you guys. And if you want to share this with your family and friends, feel free to. I'm starting to ramble now. I just want to make sure I cover everything, and I think I have. You know, my points are, it's serious shit. No one actually knows exactly what's going on with it. If they tell you you do, they're full of goddamn shit. All right? No one knows exactly what's going to happen with the virus. No one knows exactly what's happening with the vaccine. Yes, we are seeing vaccinated people that are getting COVID. That is because this is a vicious, nasty, killing virus that is smart as shit and mutates very quickly. Right now, I think we're talking about Lambda and Delta Plus. Who knows what it's going to be tomorrow? I don't know. Your vaccine may or may not help you. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it's wise to get it. And so that's my public service announcement. And that's all. I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to talk to you guys about it. And hopefully I'll be around for a while. And wash your hands. Wear a mask. Social distance. And be smart. Be aware of your surroundings. And take care of your guys' selves. And appreciate you watching this. I hope somebody gets something out of it. I do know many people that have watched it have told me that they're getting their vaccinations. So that makes me feel happy. But yeah, I've just listening to some of the stories I've heard from these nurses that are, like I said, crying because of the stuff they've seen. These people are suffering post-traumatic stress disorder, whether they know it or not. It's no different than walking into combat for these people. They're going in dressed, they're armed, they are dressed for war, and they're seeing death at an unimaginable scale. And I've seen a lot of death as an RT, but I can't imagine, I can't even fathom the stuff that my coworkers are seeing right now. And my heart bleeds for those people, and I have the utmost respect for anybody in the healthcare field right now. I'm just grateful I got out when I did. It may sound selfish, but thank God there's people out there, St. Luke's one of them, that care and have their shit together. So get your shit together, do the right thing. I'm done. So good luck, and maybe I'll follow up once I get a vaccination, and we'll have some better news for you guys. But other than that, I'm out of here.